Yo, what's going on, chat? Hope you guys are all having a good day. New video today. We're going to be watching another Valorant Pro VOD. Now, I know what you're thinking. Luke, bro, what is this reaction Andy content? Where is the gameplay? Where's the Valorant videos? Where's the League videos? Where's anything that isn't reaction? And I hear you guys. I will be doing gameplay videos more again soon, but for now, for tonight, I'll explain in a bit. We're going to be doing another reaction video. I usually don't do these back to back, but two things to consider, okay? Two. One, the Valorant competitive season is actually only active for like pretty much half the year. Once Champions ends in August, September, you have October, November, December, January, February. And like before the first Masters in March, February, March, there's a lot of downtime. So while the season is active, it's like I might as well do some more React content because once Champions is over, we're not gonna really have a ton to watch. So yeah. The other reason why is because I was actually gonna make a League video today, but for those of you who don't know, I guess I haven't really announced it yet, but I actually just hit Emerald in League. Finally, after disappearing off the face of Valorant for a month. I know I wasn't playing at all. Did a bit of a League arc, a bit of a side quest character development arc, playing League. You know, we got to Plats, and then I wanted to get to Emerald. I reached Plat 1, and then I was hard stuck Plat 1 for 2 weeks. But today I finally got to Emerald, and I was gonna make that today's video, but then I looked at the time and I was like, wait. It's almost 9 p.m. I don't got time for this. Also, I want to make it a nice video because I feel like I don't want to make it too nice. It's probably just going to end up being a random gameplay clips. But it's just I don't know. I'm very proud of that kind of accomplishment, you know? It's like for a lot of people, Emerald isn't much. And for those of you who don't know, Emerald is top 13% of the League player base. So I'm within the top 13%, which, doesn't really matter much to most people. But for me, myself, I'm very proud and happy to have achieved that. Especially considering that I once hated League of Legends and I gave up on the game multiple times. And now I love it and I watch it competitively. I play it. I play ranked. And I love everything about the game. So being able to climb the ladder, reach Emerald, maybe one day Diamond, Masters, Grandmaster would be really nice. But anyway, that's enough about League. What I actually know, it's not all I want to say. Last thing I want to say is that you can expect some more Valorant again very soon, maybe even tomorrow, right? I was totally burned out of Valorant, I'll be honest. I needed a little bit of a break from that. So I took a month off, but not really a month off because it was still grinding every day, just a different game, We reached new heights, just not in Valorant and League, right? And I don't know, I needed a different change of pace, and now I'm happy to play whatever I feel like. That was a goal I really wanted to hit, Emerald in League of Legends. I'm really happy I hit, and now there isn't really a set kind of grind goal that I want to hit right now, but I think I'm gonna just take it by vibe, by feel, just do what I feel like. And you can expect a video about me reaching Emerald tomorrow, most likely. But tonight we're gonna be reacting to this, right? And the other reason why I want to get a reaction video in is because this is a pretty big event going on. It's not just your everyday run-of-the-mill thing. Also, last thing I want to say. Today's video, we're not going to be watching highlights. We're actually going to be watching map 3, as you can see here. So it's going to be a lot longer, but I don't mind. Because the advantage would... Because I could watch highlights of the entire series, but I'd rather watch the deciding map. Because I feel like the issue with highlights is you don't really get to see what happens throughout the round, mid-rounds, decisions, rotations, all that. People getting ult orbs, taking space, all of that I think is actually the core part of Valorant isn't really shown. A lot of the times the highlights only show kills, which is actually a very, very small part of the game, especially at the highest level. Because a lot of times, a lot of kills, especially in pro play, people will be CC, they'll be blind, they'll be shot from behind them. A lot of times it isn't just about having good aim, there's a lot more strategy behind it. So by watching the full map, we can do a much better analysis than just speeding through highlights where, suddenly a clip ends, we're into another random round later, and there's a ton going on. In terms of the match I decided to go with today, we're going to be watching Fnatic versus Gen G. One of these teams will be going home, I think. I'm going to be honest, I don't really know how the bracket works. I kind of have no clue. I know round robin is like whoever reaches a certain amount of wins or loses advances or gets kicked, but I don't know if there's a lower bracket. But actually, I might say in the title, map 3. Yeah. Either way, I'm 99% sure that the loser of this does go home. So it's very important. You know, these are both teams that are very big. This is a very important match. And the reason why I have the whole thing playing is because I did want to talk with you guys and just talk about, you know, channel updates and now a little bit about preface about this game. You know, both these teams, very, very good, among the best, maybe even arguably the best in their regions. Although PaperX did win the regional tournament this time. Fnatic won the EU tournament, so they got in first place, or the first seed from EU. So honestly, either of these teams could win the event. Gen G, of course, getting second at the first Masters of this year, and Fnatic winning 2 Masters last year, actually, to not qualifying to the first Masters this year and maybe falling a little bit short this time around. They did get 3rd place, I believe, at Champs. 3rd or 4th place. They actually went out kind of early at Champs. I swear to God, there was like, I thought Fnatic were going to get a Golden Road. Win both Masters, which they did, and then I thought maybe they're also going to win Champs. They got pretty far, but they didn't quite make it. But anyways, they are still a very feared team, especially because it is the same team, right? There's no swapped members or new members. Same exact Fnatic 2023 team. Now, I'm going to skip to where the map starts, but before I do that, I really quickly want to go over bans and all that. So why don't we take a look? So, Gen G ban split, ban Icebox, Fnatic ban Sunset and Ascent. Sunset and Ascent, interesting. So Breeze is, I feel like I haven't seen that much Breeze this tournament. I feel like Breeze is such a risky pick. If I was a pro team, I would be definitely like a little bit nervous about going Breeze. But I can see that they went Lotus, and I guess now we're going Bind, I think. No. Oh, no, sorry. Fnatic won on Lotus, which was Gen G's map pick, and then Gen G won on Bind, which was Fnatic's pick. And both games look pretty close in terms of score, so I think this should be a pretty exciting game to watch. So why don't we jump right in?
Like you have to get that operator on.
Okay, so we're on Breeze.
So dodgy and so spotty, they kept forcing rifles. They weren't able to save up that operator.
We got Fnatic attacking, Gen G defending.
As soon as possible.
I feel like the Yoru is such a bait pick. It makes me nervous always seeing Yoru on any team, on any map, but I mean this game, Yoru has to win on one team, right? Because both teams have Yoru. Single duelist on Fnatic, double duelist on Gen G. Astra, very, very interesting.
Yeah, it's what you need out of your duelists. All the space has been gained, the spike has been planted. And now they've been able to set up behind them. Althea really far up the calls.
But the reason why I want to watch a pro VOD is because, you know, I'm a little bit rusty on Val right now. I feel like watching pro gameplay can actually help you on Rust and, you know, increase your game sense. So by forcing myself to watch an entire map, I'm hoping it'll help me maybe, you know, get kind of good on Rust a little bit. Because I think a big part of getting good at a game is actually not even playing it, but just thinking about it. Like if you're able to like consciously and subconsciously process, you know, strategies and all that, and just the way you view the game, even when you're not playing, like you can actually get better at a game or anything just by not even doing the thing. You're just if you just think about it, right? Think about all the elements, all the things surrounding that thing that you want to learn. That's what I want to do.
Taking him out early, especially how he's been
anyways,
playing the last 2 maps.
So it's a retake by Gen G. I completely zoned out while I was just waffling about improvements again. It looks like Gen G won retake.
Even getting flash value at the end.
It looked like a bit of a split retake, which I like.
They've put an outlaw in the
wow.
hands of Jerka.
The outlaw force, I don't mind it.
Boaster's the first to fall.
And the issue with running single controller, especially if your Viper dies, dude, if you go Viper and your Viper dies first, it's like, it's so much harder to execute.
They even put light armor on him.
I mean, you do have double initiator, but still. Really surprised to see the Astra. Astra is such an interesting pick. I feel like she's not really strong right now, but some teams are trying to kind of make her work.
Now they know where it is.
And they're just gonna tuck. There's no need to even give any type of fight. That's a disadvantage.
Knife going fishing a little bit, not tagging anyone. There's still 2 members on the site. One of them playing in main. Munchkin tucked in the smoke.
He suck.
The spit at their feet will buy
I actually think it's a good idea. I like that on Ecos, the idea of buying one gun for a member.
Taking a lot of space.
I don't think it's a bad idea at all.
He isn't spotted. I thought Lockett was looking at him. You can tell he keeps glancing back.
30 seconds left.
This lurk that Alfier has could actually win them the round, depending on how well he plays this.
I don't know that it will.
But they might be aware, and there is. Oh, they know. Yeah.
Now sitting on the
Here's
ground
some.
Alfier cleaned up. That's another couple of kills.
Thinking about Astra and her applications, her ult does seem very nice. You know, the one thing I can say about Astra is considering how big Breeze is already, considering how big Breeze is, and the fact that Astra ult goes across the map, means that you can actually cover a very wide, amount of space, right? It's like a better Viper wall. Probably can just use it for a free exec in some scenarios, right? It's not just a Viper wall, but you can't shoot through it. So if you're having trouble attacking, you just pop the Astra ult, and I'm sure it's good in post plant too. And then of course you do have the stars you can put on the spike for post plant. I feel like the main application for Astra is post plant. I feel like on defense I don't see it doing as well as someone as, like, I don't know, Harbor.
Yeah, they have a really good opportunity here to punish this.
This is actually really nice because even if he doesn't commit to it, the clock is ticking. The spike is in Boaster's hands.
Interesting.
They need to press the issue. They need to bait that TP out. But that's not going to be the way that you do it. A 1v1 in halls.
Euro versus Euro, interesting. I was thinking about Boaster camping the TP. I feel like if it was ranked, I would definitely camp the TP, but I feel like in pro play, the players are disciplined enough not to just YOLO teleport and like solo lose around. I still think Yoru is one of those niche picks where it's very risky to pick if you're not very familiar with the champion. I feel like he is very, very unique and kind of has a higher skill floor than other agents. It's kind of like every role kind of has their kind of character that is good but hard to learn. I would say for initiator, like for example, KO is very strong right now in the meta, but he's very hard to play effectively and well enough to a point where he's more worth it than going someone like Gecko, right? You have to know things like lineups, flash timings, pop flashes. Like, I'd say flashes are a big part of it, and lineups can definitely make a big difference. But it's like Initiator has KO, who's good but hard, and then Duelist has Yor, which again can definitely be very good, but just very hard to execute and pull off if you don't know what you're doing. Just because his abilities are very unique. And I feel like you have to have a good understanding of the physics and the game. Genji's starting off pretty strong here though. This video is pretty long though, over an hour, which is why it's like I wouldn't rate it home. I could see this map getting close, especially the first 3 maps. I feel like generally, like when it comes to map 3s and maps 5s and like pro matches, I would say like there's usually a pattern. So like if the first maps are all stomps, sometimes the last map will also be a stomp. But like especially if the earlier maps are close, the last map can also be like just as close. So if the other maps were like 13-10, I could see this being a 13-10 even though Genji's 3-0 right now.
It's a fun part about running Yoru.
Another save round though, because round 3 was their bye round, which they lost unfortunately. Now they gotta save.
A lot of players players on the other side of that.
Straight B exec here, maybe? 50 seconds. Still time to rotate. They do have trip holding space, Fnatic too, so they know no one's pushed out of A yet. Ooh, hiding in the smoke. I kind of like that, to be honest. Ooh, but they get him. Nice pick by Booster. It's by Durka. Is it Durka or Durka? I think it's Durka, right? I think you pronounce the E like an A. Like a combination of both. I don't think it's Dirk. It's not Dirk, and it's not Durka. I think it's like Durka. That's what I feel like I usually hear. Yeah, Durka. Caster just said Durka. Anyways, going crazy. Bit of a save angle here. I didn't see if anyone bought an op. I feel like Breeze is always a map where I'm looking to buy op. Texture does have a lot of money, especially going into next round. They'll be rich, so wouldn't be surprised if he picks one up. Or Meteor. Meteor. Any of them, we'll see though. We shall see, we shall see. But yeah, I think Fnatic are a great team, chat. I don't know why they fell off. It's like, the team can fall off for many reasons. It could be like meta change, it could be team dynamic change. Like, you never know if there's drama or like subconscious like beef going on behind the scenes. We only see the players when they perform on stage, right? So we don't know anything about their practice, their team dynamic, or anything like that. It's very hard to kind of pinpoint. I do know though that Boaster has a pretty big emphasis on like teamwork and all that. I think it's something he always talks about. He values very highly. So that's why it also surprises me. I think he even said on Twitter before, like instead of practicing 6 days a week, he wanted to only practice 5 and spend more time doing team bonding activities. And while I do agree, like with team bonding being strong, I definitely think you still need to practice together. You still need to play the game. I think also Valorant is one of the more strict competitive games. I'll always say League is harder than Valorant, but I do think Valorant is more strict and unforgiving, if that makes sense. It's like the execution is very important, and it's also it can be very difficult to execute just due to the nature of the game, the mechanics. It's much more mechanically challenging just with the nature of FPS. So if you aren't like grinding all the time, I feel like as a pro player you're just going to be at a disadvantage because most other pro players will just be grinding. You know, that is the thing about your rule too, I guess. You can just pop it and get on site for free. Because you go through cypher trips and all that, right? So you can just... yeah, you can just go anywhere, I guess. So... you know, maybe on a site where, maybe if pro players think like Breeze is defender sided, you just pick Yoru. And then along with Astra, like, I feel like on maps where you kind of struggle attacking, you just pick characters that make execing easy, or their ults that kind of just allow free execs to where it's so hard to mess up, it's like basically free, right? Like your ult, Astra ult, it's so easy to exec. You can just like get on site for free. I mean, that's the nature of your ult. As I am a little bit EP, so excuse me scratching my eyes here. I'm fine, I'm fine. Just had a long day of solo queue and a long morning of just I don't know, just a long morning. But yeah, I would say, by the way, just on the context of League, in the context of League, it's like, dude, I played for 6 hours today, but like literally for like, I want to say a week now straight, I would start and end the stream at Plat 1. And for Valorant players who don't know, so Valorant ranks go 1, 2, 3, right? But League ranks go 3, 2, 1. So 3 is the lowest, and 1 is the highest in League. But it's not just 3, there's actually 4. So there's a 4th subdivision. It's not like gold 1, it's not gold 1, 2, 3, it's like gold 4, 3, 2, 1. But anyways, I was Plat 1, like literally hard stuck Plat 1 for a week. Every day I'd like start and end the stream Plat 1, and I would literally go win, lose, win, lose, 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 win, 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 lose, lose. Like, if I go to my match history, it's just so back and forth. And many times I would just get to like 1 win away from Emerald, and then I would just so many times. I don't know what it is with top laners, man, but I would just get like top laners that just run it down or like AFK. It was rough, but we finally got it. Just took a bit of luck, right? Sometimes that's what you need. It's like you have the skill, but you just need that tiny bit of luck. That's just like teammates that basically don't hit, right? Anyways, Texture is running the op here, which I'm glad he's doing. I think it's a good decision. Fnatic seems to have found their footing here, though. Finally winning 3 rounds in a row, actually. Very nice. I feel like the ults are definitely helping them out here, making the executions easier.
Leo with the clap back, and Durka getting that entry. That was amazing, and he got it from the same spot.
We're tied at 3. You guys saw a teaser there. There will be a timeout, so a little bit more room for discussion around this.
Timeout by Genji.
That's nasty.
Yeah, all 3 of those were.
Yeah, both these teams look very good. Like, there's matches, I feel like, where sometimes things can be one-sided, but this is like a pretty competitive series. I think Genji are a very good team as well. I think like the teams that have come up this season are actually very, very good. I think like overall the 2024 VCT season was very competitive. You know, it's possible you could say Fnatic's reign over last year's season could be partially due to the fact that maybe the VCT teams weren't as good, so therefore the league just wasn't as competitive. But I feel like this year, I'll be completely honest, I think this year the teams are just much better overall. Even the bottom tier teams are like posing as threats. Even teams like Foot just make it to Masters. So I'd say maybe Fnatic were a little bit ahead last year, and now this year the team's finally caught up and things are just much more competitive. Teams are a lot better. Team dynamics are strong. So you can see with Genji. Yo has ults, so does Alfier, Cypher, and Silva ults. Genji does have the Astral. I don't know how to use Astral ult on defense. I feel like you don't use it to hold a site, you use it for retake. Because then you could put it in front of the spike and like, you know, threaten the defuse and they have to go over the wall, and in which case you could just kill them.
He's holding for that main peek that Texture did earlier in the map.
And honestly, I imagine when it does come time to hit the site, there's a real good chance Durka hands it over to somebody, probably Alfier, and then they commit.
Yeah. And you understand how important this round is for Fnatic with the way that they're playing it right now. The approach, absolutely. The pings on the mini-map.
Yeah, they're playing it very carefully, which I think is the right move. I think Breeze, I think the way you play Breeze is very slow. I think you can't play it fast, because there's just... I think you could play fast on maps that are small because you can clear and kind of cover space very quickly, but given how open Breeze is, it's like if you want to go fast, you're going to be exposing yourself for a very long period of time. So it's just very risky, right? Because if you like try to run across mid, that's like 10 seconds of vulnerability where if anyone peeks you, you just die. So you kind of are forced to play it slow. Oh, those shots are looking a little rough. You didn't even see him, wow. See, rounds like that is just where Genji is just like, I don't know, it looks a little bit troll, I'm not gonna lie.
The pressure is on, Doug. And we're seeing people win left and right.
Oh yeah, I was talking about how I was tired.
They got lucky here.
But yeah, dude.
Meteor definitely could have gotten that kill.
There's something I want to say about League and Streaming League, but I completely forgot. Not gonna lie, completely slipped my mind. I think I was saying I was tired, I streamed for 6 hours. I don't know, I think I just wanted to say I was hard stuck. Like, I think any day in the last 2 weeks I could have just made it, just got a little bit unlucky. Just a lot of close games.
Meanwhile, three ults for the attack.
It's been a fun journey though. It's not like the thing with reaching the like a certain rank in League is it's not like Valorant where it's like, thank God, you know, like now I just don't care, I can just chill. It's like, I feel like a lot of times in Valorant you're playing, or me at least, I'm playing for the rank rather than for the game. So it's like I'm not really having fun while I play. Basically my motivation isn't fun. it's the rank, right? But in League, it's the exact opposite. It's I'm playing because the game is really fucking fun. Because I'm really enjoying it.
Texture's playing with fire here. He's gonna run
And I think that's what happens. Like, when I reached Diamonds this season, in Val, it was like, it was less... It was something I was proud of, and it was a moment of accomplishment, but it was also a moment of relief. Like, I can kind of chill, you know? Which I think is always a sign that you aren't enjoying the thing that you're doing as much, because it's just like... It's like, you know you can do the thing, but it isn't really fun to do it. And I feel like that's when a game kind of starts to become unfun. But I think Valorant can be fun. I actually played a couple Valorant games even in my League grinds, and yeah, you know, I had a League video a few days ago. Sorry, a Val video, we had a good time. As I know, these watch parties sometimes turn into a bit more of a just a chill talk and catch up session rather than me analyzing the game. But you know, that I think that's okay. I don't mind that. I think that's, you know, it is my YouTube channel, so that's the beauty of it. As I can just do whatever I want. If I want to talk about the game, I can talk about the game, or if I want to talk about life or another game, I can do that as well. And you know, sometimes I view it as like having the TV on the living room, playing like the football game or like the basketball game is like you have the sports game in the background while you could just like chill with family, friends, company, and do whatever. Sometimes that's how I view watching the VCT. I know a lot of friends that watch party VCT, and it's like maybe they aren't super into it, but it's like it's something to have in the background that's like a common interest, right? I feel like that's the nice thing, is like you can watch competitive games, you could be very into it, or you can just use it as like a means to spend time with other people, you know? You could watch it however you like. I feel like that's what we do kind of here on this channel, is we do a little bit of everything. We do a little bit of analysis, but we do a little bit of just chill and talk, you know? Have a good time. Talk about whatever. Caster's talking about the change of pace, and yeah, I mean, Fnatic won the last 5 rounds in a row as they get first blood. I feel like Fnatic, even last year, their playstyle is known to be very slow and methodical. I never really see fast rounds by them, and I feel like when I do, they usually don't work. So, I think they're making the right choice by really slowing things down. It seems like they look for a pick early on in the game, and then they make a decision based off of that. Like, they killed the guy lurking outside of V, and then they rotate A. And, Karen did actually end up popping Astro ult. Don't think it's bad, but I think it's still going to retake. I would have saved it. This is just very scrappy right now. Trades going out left and right. Genji coming out on top. Seems like they kind of got pinched there. Maybe they were on site, but they couldn't quite plant. Yeah.
Alpha, he missed his timing. He got caught out by Lakia on the rotate, but then also Texture in the main.
Yeah, I think that kill on Alfier was huge, because if Alfier, sometimes lurk kills are so important because it determines who controls that space. So like, let's say you have one person coming from CT there, and then another flank CT. It's like, whoever wins that fight, where there's only one person each team, will control all of that space, and whoever wins it can kind of have a pinch with their team, right? So that's why flanks like can actually be like round determining factors. That's why flanking is just so good in this game, because if you catch one person, suddenly that space they held is suddenly just all yours. You can do whatever you want with it. You can give your team info, you can rotate, you can flank, you can go back and fake presence. You can do whatever you want. Just yeah, just space is so important. Let's see. Fnatic might do a fast exec here though, perhaps.
It's gonna be only Durka getting inside.
No way. Catching Meteor with his pants down. Not gonna lie, Durka has really been turning up. I think he's won like 3 out of the 5 rounds so far, and he's probably gonna win this one for him too. Like, if you're good at initiating, or if you're good at entering chat on Duelist, you can literally just single-handedly win your team rounds. If you're able to get a pick or two and get your team on site, that's oftentimes all you need to secure. to secure things.
That gate crash on the site. Yeah, he's the solo one. But the timing was perfect. And then that KO dagger landing, he knows that Munchkin is playing up close.
Chat, sometimes when I watch these replays of like the pros POV, their aim doesn't even look that good. That's why it's like, I think strategy and like mentality, teamwork, like all these things come actually first before aim. Aim is like the backbone of things, but it's not the be-all end-all. Like, I guarantee you that there's many TikTokers, like Valorant, Swiftplay TikTokers, that might have better aim than some of these pro players. But the thing is, these pro players have a much better understanding of the game, which I think is what it really comes down to.
And they've got a couple of ults that are going to be hitting at the right time, too. This is a gorgeous setup for the #1 seed from EMEA.
They are the #1 seed. I think Gen G could be the number. I feel like Paper X and Gen G could be interchanged as #1, #2 seed. I think they're both very good. Maybe Gen G's a little bit better right now.
I mean, they're just having their way right now.
They're playing this round.
See, rounds like this, I feel like Fnatic look very good. When they're all grouped up like this and playing off one another, this is like the best way I think you can kind of play. They got flanked. Like, this is like the classic death ball strat, Chaz. You just have everyone just kind of group up and you just wander, roam around the map, and if you see someone, you shoot them. They're just like, alright guys, let's go mid. Just work all the way through mid, check mid doors, anybody there, okay, kill him, if not, nope, move on, next. Nest, anyone nest? Nope, okay, let's go tunnel. Oh, let's watch nest. Like, you just have everyone kind of grouped watching a different angle. If somebody dies, you trade him. And I think it's a good strategy, like, it can definitely work. And I think it's important to mix up both, you know, have rounds where you're slow and methodical, but also have rounds where maybe you take advantage of how spread out everyone is and then isolate those 5v1s, 5v2s. Because that's the advantage of Deathball, right? Is like, if you have a bunch of people who are just on their own, it's just, you can create automatic number advantages. And that's the whole idea behind like pistol round or rush, right? Is the hope is you rush a site and there's 2 or 3 people there at most, and you get there before the rotations do. It's basically pistol rush strat in a nutshell. You just use numbers. You sacrifice space around the map for numbers advantage on one part of the map.
It would have to be Leo and Althea, who've been good for them.
Nice lurk.
All series. The problem is they don't have.
I don't know, man. A spike's in the middle of nowhere. I don't know if Fnatic win this, guys.
Posted up around it. They've got time to slow it down. They've got time to try to catch a one, try to catch an opening. But you see it, Genji are aware to it.
We'll see though. I'm starting to realize I'm a lot more tired than I thought. I'm glad I ended the stream when I did. I was thinking of like literally streaming until 9 and editing the League video. And I'm glad I didn't, because I am tired. If I ended stream now, if I was still streaming and I still had to make a video, oh man, I'd be done for. 5-7-1/2.
He was so confident in mid.
Not bad.
He had to make the score.
Not the kind of score to run home about. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty sure Fnatic actually lose this game, so the fact that they're up right now and that they do end up losing makes me wonder what went wrong on attack, or what went wrong on defense. Is Breeze just really attacker-sided, or were they just not able to defend properly? Because from the way this looks, it looks like they're playing well so far. So I wonder if either Fnatic crumble or Genji makes some kind of change here to kind of turn things around. Dude, the advantage of watching this later on is now I can just skip straight to pistol. Speaking of energy, I don't know if you guys probably have heard, but energy making a lot of changes in the off season, for them at least. Off season for them, not for us, of course, or the teams here at Shanghai. Very surprised with some of the decisions. A lot of the star players. Yeah, just surprised. For those of you who don't know, energy did end up kind of dropping a couple players. Well, dropping one. They dropped Marved, and then they ended up benching Demon 1. Yes, Demon 1, the guy who got MVP at Champs last year, who won the biggest tournament of the year. They benched him. I know, surprising. Not really sure why. There could be a lot of reasons. That's why I don't really think there's too much point talking about it unless he says anything himself, but they did end up bringing, Energy ended up bringing back Psalm and FNS. So chat, here's the thing. Here's the thing with signing players in mid-season. Historically, it's never worked. It's never worked where a team that's like won an event that has, like, they've never had players that they've signed mid-season. Even Paper X tried it last year and they still got second at Champs. But specifically Sentinels, man, like 2022 Sentinels, 2023 Sentinels, they were changing rosters every season, they were changing coach, and it just never worked no matter what they did. So that's why it's like, I don't know how to feel about it. The only saving grace, and the reason why I have hope about this roster change, is because FNS has played with Crashies and Victor on Optic, and on Optic in 2022, and he played with them on Energy in 2023. So basically, they're all very familiar. Same thing with Som. He played with them in 2023. So it's less like new teammates coming in and more just like swapping current teammates. Is how I kind of view it. So that's why it's like I could see it maybe somehow working out. The issue is they don't really have that star duelist anymore. I mean, I guess maybe Psalm will occupy that spot, because that was kind of Demon 1. Because who's in now? Ethan, Victor, Crashies, Finesse, Psalm. The other thing is Marved. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a big Marved fan, so seeing him get dropped is a little bit unfortunate. He does seem like a very momentum-based player though, or like throughout his seasons, even going into the 2023 season after 2022, he like took a break for like 6-7 months. He only like subbed in for Sentinels at the end of the year, so maybe his time is over, maybe he just needs a break again, who knows. I'm surprised Energy didn't even look that bad. I think especially like the kickoff tournament, they looked decent. But, yeah, is what it is. Fnatic, okay, here's the crazy part, chat. Fnatic win Pistol. And meaning they should win this, which means they should be a 9-5 half.
As far as money goes, but it might be more than just that.
Tag Leo really low.
Okay. If Karen wins this, I could see why Genji win. Okay, I don't understand. So Fnatic, I'm pretty sure, chat, lose this map. But they're up 9-5. They need 4 rounds to advance. So what goes wrong? Look, they're smiling. Leo's having a good time. Alfier is having a good time. They all seem jolly and good. So what goes wrong here? I'm trying to figure this out.
Where's the confidence? It's map 3.
Think they're lacking confidence?
I don't.
Where's the gusto?
I'm going to disagree with you here. I don't mind the way they played that at all. Yeah, it got a little messy at the end there, but given how Genji liked to be contact, given how they like to deathball.
That wasn't a bad round. I mean, it was Genji's save, and they were able to kill 3, so they only have 2 leftover rifles going into this round, Fnatic. So, looking at the map setup, default attack setup, okay. Leaning A side, controlling space B in mid. Genji.
The slow burn of this Genji approach is what greets us.
Yeah. And Alpha and Durka actually invested into this with rifles, so if they do not convert this round, the economy will be in shambles.
Yeah, it'll be a weird buy.
But I like the proactivity from Durka.
Seems like they're trying to do what Fnatic did, maybe look for a pick. Jerke maybe working up. Decides not to.
Have a read that
ooh, this little interaction could be big.
Oh,
it doesn't get him. Ah, caught with his pants down. But it is traded. Okay. 4v4. They do have double Tulis though, so they can still get on site here using Yoru, which they do. Using the clone to break the trip.
Using his drone to do his job. Chronicle filling in on the space
Let's
behind it.
see.
He might be ahead.
Alfir get a new one?
I don't think they know where he is. Oh, he's able to cut him off, but the dart gives him away. Now the flash on the swing, but they played anti. That was so
Chad, I feel like you can just swing in a situation like that. Do you need to pop a flash?
Spike planted.
They're weak though. A weapon upgrade.
I think I'll have to credit this round to Meteor.
Now potentially saved.
Kind of snuck in very well, and he got mid pillar, I think, where
Set up this entire
whoever was main pillar, Alfir wasn't able to see him, but very sneaky, I feel like. Also a little bit unfortunate that Durka died. Chad, I feel like when you're kind of the carry, you have to be careful when you're making risky plays like that. Like if you're taking first contact on defense
for Fnatic, the players on
as your
Fnatic,
team's
they don't
like
know
carry,
if it's gonna be an A split,
it's
they don't know
very
if it's gonna be
dangerous.
mass balls.
Like I think it was almost good. He almost caught Viper, but I think taking out your blind there when you're isolated is a big mistake,
And he did
and
just
it ended
that.
up costing him.
And then for the players as well to just walk onto the site and just hold and wait for that dart to come back up, not overextend, not get punished.
This right here.
That's disgusting.
That felt like heartbreak, man.
Look at that.
As chat, I just remembered I put my clothes in the washer, but I still have to move them to the dryer, and I still have to do that. So I might take a quick little 20-second intervention commercial break. Not really though, but I'll be back. I'll be right back. All right, let me just switch my clothes to the dryer. Okay, give me 1 sec.
There's no KO knife that gets info for the likes of Gen G. They like to contact. That's why the off is going to be so good in this series. Oh, barely gets out alive.
30 HP.
Oh,
Excuse me?
the dart was so good.
Boaster and Leo both striking. Now Texture flashed. Alpha here with the classic.
Spike down B.
Numbers away at the defense with the weaponry. So formidable on the attack side. Texture pushing forward. 71 HP. Gets the best of Chronicle.
He's robotic.
He's going to have to do it again, though.
Okay, chat.
Committing to
Turns
the plan,
out
finding
it still
success.
needs another.
This is such
Still
a
needs
hard
another
routine
like
right now for
5 to
Fnatic.
10
The
minutes.
both
So false alarm.
info going the way of Gen G.
How long
I'll
until Leo
switch
start? I don't know if
yet.
there's going to be enough time to wait for it. Texture gets tagged. A pitch high and inside to back
See,
him
what
off
did
the
I
plate.
miss?
And now Munchkin on the swing. Ah, he's been caught. He's been spotted. Now Texture's left his devices. Left to be the hero.
Texture, I think, still wins this.
A tap.
Yeah, he just
an
has to.
up
He just
threat,
has to
a
stall.
threat. Boaster with the shots. His Fnatic will get their 10. Oh, take a breath, Doug.
Chat, how do Fnatic lose this?
It looked like Texture
Well, okay,
was
they're winning rounds, but they're very
Gonna
close.
bring that one back.
I will
I
not
mean, you
lie.
can never count the guy
They do
out.
seem
I
very
know.
close. They do seem very close.
I mean, he played it as best as he could.
The dart. You were right. That dart was gorgeous.
Like Fnatic won
And
that
also
round,
Munchkin,
but
unfortunately,
these are still very
Just kind of a
competitive.
sitting duck there.
sure.
Oh my goodness.
For sure.
Had Munchkin just swung out instead of trying to get away with his life.
Yeah.
I mean, he gets that kill 9 times out of 10. He definitely gets a kill there.
Into the next we go. Fnatic have gotten up to 10. Boaster with his pit available.
3 rounds needed. What happens here?
Gen G have one of their own. They also have Meteor's ult invested.
Okay.
A
You're allowed to
reconnaissance
get on
mission
site.
for their duelist. No real tags or anything like that. They realize the site is wide open. It's safe for the taking. Fnatic filling in on the space halls. Meanwhile, keep an eye on the minimap. Karin on a late flank.
I actually really like this flank. I think
They've
this
got the
is
pit.
very
Leo's
good.
down. That's big. That's a big piece of utility if you want to try to get through this pit. Not having a drone, not having a dart.
Yeah, you gotta face check it.
Oh, and they're having a face check. Main.
Oh,
Locky was there to greet. That almost happened again.
I think this flank
This time
would be
Munchkin
good,
able to
chat,
get away.
if Gen G didn't have Viper's
Finding
Pit.
comfort
I think Viper's
in the
Pit is
pit.
very good at kind
Finding
of
safety
denying
as the spike ticks
flanks.
away. Time is short. It is of the essence.
Yeah,
Chronicles left on the outside looking
Nice try.
in. That's
Not a
another
bad
round the way of
flank,
Gen G.
Viper's Pit is just
just
perfect
using
at
the
dealing
ults
with
to shut
those
Fnatic
kinds of
out of the A site
scenarios.
there. We entry in with
Nice try.
Meteors. Yoru ult. Once we find out it's completely clear, we're gonna get the pit down. And I mean, that's it. It makes it so hard. Even if Leo's alive in that scenario, it's still so hard to win that round. I mean, those ults are just too strong. That Viper's pit, basically guarantees you around if it gets down.
Yeah, if you get that much space on the site, you're right.
By the way, what a nice shot.
Chat, these players, like their aim doesn't even look like amazing. Like
You wonder here
it's
if
average
there's
at
gonna be time to
best.
call
I
it
don't
on the
know.
other side, 'cause we're nearing the end of this,
I'm
but
sure I
now-
could sub in for these guys, you know?
And right now,
Sure would
on
be
the
no
side of
problem.
Fnatic, I don't really like what I'm seeing. I don't know if anybody actually has the economy to get an operator online. I mean, they used it on the attacking side. Why would you not use it on defensive side? Why would you not try to save for it? Why are you making it a brawl v brawl matchup? Genji
I
want
agree.
that.
I agree.
They've handled the chaos.
The
so
issue
well,
is
Genji
Fnatic
has.
don't have
Think
jets.
about that hit
I think
being a couple
opping
rounds
on Yoru is much weaker
Portal
than
closed.
opping on
He's
Jet.
getting hard swung in this angle, Doug.
So get ready.
No, he's not.
No way, he gets away with that.
He gets out. Wow.
Oh,
This time the TP early, no flash or anything like that.
it's insane.
5v4. Looks like Fnatic should win.
Genji slowing things down again. You start to see the Astro Stars go back A. The Knight will catch Munchkin. Given that, Genji have a decision here, and it's a difficult one to make. Do you try to flip the other side of the map? Now I think they will, because Alfier's been caught. The spike instantly rotating back B, but Dirk is here. The flash in his face. Karin has to give his space back. Leo not far off. Meanwhile, Boaster's been left to
30
hold the
seconds
other side, and I don't think he spotted Munchkin. Both Vipers playing A while the Spike is trying to rotate back B. Munchkin gets the best of Boaster. The Spike, safe, but Durka's position concealed until he's dropped.
Well played.
A 2v2 now with 10 seconds left.
Let's
The Spike
see.
goes
Viper
down.
lurk mid. Does she have
And we'll reset
lineups?
once more. Lockett has his ult, but he's not really in a position to get away.
Yeah.
He can't really play around it.
Guess
He's got to
right.
stay on the side. Leo
Wow.
cannot settle the shots. Chronicle a 1v2. One away from his ult. The knife will not tag. He's gonna have to figure it out on his own, and Lakia gets his third.
Yeah, tough.
Genji will not fold.
Lakia getting a little bit lucky with the spray there, I feel
There's
like.
just no way that you can prepare for everything that Genji does. The way they set up individual lurks on both sides of the map simultaneously. It's so unconventional, it's so hard to deal with. It comes down to a 1v1. They force you to take an aim fight. And if you lose it, it just feels like your chances of winning the round diminish.
They relieve just a little bit of pressure. The valve is
Dance.
turned just the slightest, and they
I wouldn't mind see
instantly fill it
Genji
on.
winning this event. I think they
Fnatic
seem
here
like a
with
good team.
essentially 4.5 ults. Leo's one away from his. And the pit invested right off the bat. And I don't know if he spotted that gate crash coming through.
No one did, Doug.
Chat, I feel like usually when
That
you
could come
Viper
later in the
spit,
round.
you do it with the intention of solo holding a site. So like, I'm surprised to see 2 people halls
If it does
and
opt to go
1
for the fake
person
TP
mid.
soon, it might keep
Alfir
the
solo
players
holding
of
B.
Fnatic there.
He did use it there. And I want to say Chronicle looked, saw that it was safe. So that's enough to keep them back.
You want to fight it?
Now the Cosmic Divide B, the stars go down once
Astro
more. The
ult.
gate crash now out. Into the smoke he goes, and Alfie are stuck
Oh
on
god, the
other side.
util spam.
Meteor can't see a
Here
damn
we
thing,
go.
trying to navigate all the utility, finally striking onto Alfear.
Trades
But
coming
they're on
out.
the
See
train.
Durka using ults.
Ult invested 11 HP. The spike on the site.
Chat, rounds like
He
this
realizes that
are
Munchkin's
so
playing behind
chaotic.
us still. Dirk is in such an awkward position. He's
Ah,
got nowhere to go
yeah.
when he's dealt with assassination
I
style.
feel like if you don't know where all are, it's like chances are it's probably main. You might as well just ult back to your team.
And Fnatic again forced to save.
Yeah.
Genji are so hard.
Chat, I
to
feel like
deal
with how
this
often
attacking
pro players
side.
save, it
Just
just
the
goes to
layers and
show
layers
how
of utility
strong like numbers advantage
set
are.
up texture, to set up meteor.
I don't know if you guys
Just
know this,
full
but back in the
chaos
day
mode.
with Valorant, it used to
And
be
they
even
find the
better
calm
to
in the
save.
chaos.
You used to
That's
save,
what's the
you used to get
difference
even
maker
more
right now.
money. Like,
Genji
Pro-play
entered,
turned
like,
really
a
boring
state
though.
where
I think this is like
everything is slow.
2022, I want to
Everything
say.
is seen.
At some point 2021, I think it was like early
Such a
2022.
pleasure to watch.
Saving
It's
became
such a
so
back and
common
forth battle all series long.
that Riot had to make it so that it was like only worth saving if you had a
Genji, though,
rifle
they just-
or
they're
better,
never out of it.
and they made it a
They dropped
lot.
the first
They
map
made
in
it so
their
you get a
last
lot
two
less
series,
money, right?
and they bring it back
Because
every single
everyone was
time.
saving, but I
In
think
this
people
case,
still
what?
realize it's still worth
It's
saving,
just
so
like
people
mine.
still do it.
Fnatic hit 10. And all of a sudden,
A lot of changes
we're in a
to the
one-round reach.
economy. Thinking about it now over the years, definitely done a lot.
How does he get away with
There's a
that?
point
So
where
calm,
all
like you
abilities
said.
were also much cheaper.
Even Munchkin,
Like all of Jet's
He only has one
abilities
job
used to
here.
cost 100 credits.
hold down
Same
the
thing with the
entire
Rays. I
flank.
think it was like 100
As
for
everybody else is
satchels, maybe
going crazy
150.
on the site. And there's been no operator online on this defensive side.
Yeah, I mean they don't have the Jet, right? But I agree. If you're playing Breeze,
The operator on this
doesn't
map
matter
is so
who you're
good.
playing.
Gets
Yeah,
so
you should
many
just
first
stop.
bloods. You can play
It's
really aggressive
so
with it.
good.
And you're not even going up against a KO.
Yeah.
So you can really pick your lane and have the advantage.
This caster, he's
And perhaps that's a part of the
he's
conversation.
spitting. He's spitting.
If that's what, at least up until this point.
So Mini is Fnatic's coach. For those of you who don't know, Fnatic's coach was actually different for the latter half of this year. It's not until I believe
And it does not look like a save is part of the
after the
conversation here for
first
Fnatic.
Masters that they ended up bringing
They're not
back
gonna
Mini,
have an
which
operator
was
online
Fnatic's
again
original
For
coach.
the next round, it's gonna be light armors and rifles, and
But
Leo, you probably won't even have
all
a gun.
things considered, even if Fnatic go home
$500 to
early,
his name. He does have the 100
they still
spirit,
do look a lot better than they did earlier
If they
this
can
year. They
manage to get an
definitely
early
look like
pick
a
in the
good
round, maybe
team,
he invests it
a threat, right?
as that bomb is
Not
going
like
down.
the team they were at kickoff and then not even qualifying for Masters. They look a lot more structured.
Down by the observers. What do they do with this? I think the difference is
Slow
as we compare
default
the two
round
attack
again here
halves,
by Genji. Kind of
Fnatic
expected.
was happy to wait because Gen G would take some aggressive space and they could just catch them, right?
Yeah.
Fnatic don't really do that. They haven't really done that other than the pistol.
They're so passive on their defensive sides, and it basically creates a lack of info.
I
That
like
being
this.
said,
I like this fight.
Durka, he's getting activated down halls. He might find
Also,
a
chat,
window, an
Genji do
opportunity.
not
The
have
texture is
a
going
sentinel, so
crazy. It
flanking
might
is
be
very
too
good.
late. And the jump spot. Are you?
They just know. They've got everything
Spike
considered.
planted.
Everything calculated. And even the updraft
I love
over
these
the top
casters,
for
man.
Durka to have to
Their
pick.
tone of
There's no
voice
good
makes it
option.
so exciting.
Just
One
smothering.
enemy
I feel like casters can really make or
Everyone
break
dropping like flies for Fnatic
a
in
match. Like if
convincing
you have good
round win for
casters, it can
Gen
make
G.
the match so much more
Flawless
exciting.
to tie us at 10.
There's some highlights of just straight caster highlights where, dude,
You
like
mentioned
Captain
it, the
Flowers
play's
from
not great. We'll
League,
take a
he
look at
dropped
it
some
one
of the
more time.
most
The hit was
insane
decisive, it
bars
was confident, and this
during
is the
some
change
League
of
pro
pace.
games.
Right?
World
Every
saw
single
that.
attack round has been slow. It's been feel the map out. It's make a little bit of noise and then cut off the rotation if somebody's coming around or get a pick. That time, it was quiet for maybe 5 seconds, and then they
Maybe
slammed through
Breeze
short.
is attacker sided. Perhaps. But I
Light
think it
armor
also
on
depends
double
on
numbers,
comp.
three of
I
them
think
on the
comp
side of Fnatic.
plays a big part in it.
Standing ahead.
Early dart not getting any info. Lakia gladly takes the space, takes the orb. And the quiet over the map at the beginning of the rounds is deafening.
Shock dart. I have the
The
spike.
thing is, there's a Yoru online
Ooh.
and available for Meteor.
Shock
So
dart?
if Gen G won,
Oh, for the trips.
I mean, they could just use it as scouting, like a scouting report, just an info, a drone.
That shock
there is
dart
no drip-
towards B doesn't
shot
clear out
trip
any
there.
of the Cypher utility, but it was enough to consider a
I like that,
rotation.
though.
Leo was on
I
his
like
way
that.
back B. But the fake TP, and now they can play a little bit more towards B.
And they
Right here.
just dodged the knife.
Seems
too.
like Durka
Everything is on alpha right now.
really likes
Everything is on
working
him.
up mid.
Durka has joined the
Oh, he
fray. They
rotates?
TP back B.
Yeah.
Meteor getting a lot of info here, spotting both of them. That's the idea of what the defenses are. They realize
Dude,
they
Meteor
can't
has
let
been
the
so
tape
key to
secure
getting
that
them on
flash
site.
swing
This
out,
guy
not
like
connecting
always
yet.
finds a way.
As Durka
With or
takes a
without
step back,
Will.
but he's got to dig his heels in. It's Alfier who does at least for one. How much more can they find as Karen slips the net, gets behind enemy lines, and they punish. Rolling Fnatic once more.
I think a lot of these
Leaving
matches
Ghost of Sun. How
are
have they gotten to this point?
a lot of these rounds
to
are
answer that,
also
He's got a 1v3. He's got to try to clutch.
like people at one side of the map dying and then everyone rotating, but like everyone being dead before the
Can the
rotation
captain
can
for
fully
Fnatic
come in.
win this round? Stop the bleeding.
Poster is
The
usually
snap
pretty
only
good at
one.
these.
He hasn't connected.
Genji should have won
Oh,
this,
they're
but I
tapped.
wouldn't count Poster out. He's pretty
patient.
smart, so
That's the second time he's gotten away with it. Will he be able to get away with it? A third. Boaster's gotten it to half. 9 bullets left. The onus on Munchkin.
Oh, I thought he
wins the
had
duel
that.
out.
Almost
GG
had
get
that.
to 11.
Chat, maybe if he
IGL,
headshot.
IGL. Munchkin. He's cold. The calling.
Chat, I feel like if he had better aim, he just wins that. Body shot berry.
So steady.
Body shot berry.
I mean, texture and media. Yeah, Munchkin's the one who wins a 1v1. Boaster had his opportunity.
Nice. I mean, yeah, it is attacker sided post plant, so
was
it
so
makes
close.
sense. It makes sense.
One more bullet, Doug. One more. Is that what this is
One
gonna
more
come down
bullet,
to?
Doug.
2 more rounds for Gen.G.
Gen.G are making the comeback.
Weird scrappy
Not
buy.
bad.
And look at Gen.G's. They fought 2 outlaws going into this.
I
Smart.
mean, their economy is
Full light shield,
More than
2 ops.
Yeah, it's thriving.
2 ops.
These Guardians in the hands of Dirk and Leo really feel like the only win con they have.
Poison orb emitting.
Dirk has been relatively quiet this half. That knife should have tagged 2. Fnatic rotate over.
Poison orb emitting.
They do have 4 players towards this A side of the map. What can they do with it, though?
They're gonna slam into this, and Boaster's here on the
Ooh,
other
I
side.
like this.
Patient on the first.
Smart
The damage
idea.
is there. The knives come through, and now high ground. But Alfier plucks him out of the sky. So does Leo.
Wow, what's going on? Trades going in the favor of Fnatic?
Munchkin will fall.
Oh,
The guns come through. We're tied once more.
I don't know what happened there, but
Finally, the force buy works.
I
in
think
their
the thing
favor.
is they tried to do an A pinch, but if you don't have
I've been
like
questioning it all
control
game
of
long.
back
Why are
here,
we
if you
buying
don't have
every
control
round?
of orange
Why are
and
we
like
fighting
CT
fire with fire
and
against
stairs,
Gen.G?
it's a lot harder. Because then
But just
you
when their backs
yourself
were
end up
against the
getting
ropes, they
pinched,
bring
which
it
I think
back.
is what we saw.
I mean, if that door's not open,
Shooters.
Yeah.
who knows how that goes?
Shooters.
They made every dollar count. A faster approach into this round from Gen.G. I don't think we've seen them up mid this quickly.
At least
11 to
initially, that's the
11.
plan, but
Yeah.
they slowed
I feel
things
like
down.
anybody could have won this. Like even
The
no
middle
matter
of
who
the map has
wins,
been
I
such
feel like
a
it could have gone either
contested
way.
area these last couple of rounds. And now Gen.G with the lean B. Jerka playing his cheeky off angle.
Chat, how cool would it be for
have all
Gen.G
of the
if they
cycle
also
utility
win
here.
Masters Shanghai? Because their league team
Meanwhile, Alfier's playing
won
on the other side.
the League Masters events. The league team won MSI, right?
Does Durka go for this
So
little
how
off
cool
angle?
would
Does
it
he
be
beat on a
if
timing?
they win
Oh,
both
look at
MSI
the
and
texture.
Masters Shanghai?
He's caught.
That would be pretty fucking awesome. As an
Now it's on
esports
Alfier
team,
to try to rotate back again by himself.
you know
real help.
what I
Just
realized
steady the
the issue
crosshair.
with Gen.G is? Feels like they have no personality. Even their
Gen.G
their
has so
league
much control
team,
over the
it's
site,
like there's
it's only
no
gotten worse
there's
now
no
that the
like
ball goes up.
double lift, there's no faker, there's no
Boaster
yeah, they have
has to find the
Chovy, but
timing,
it's like
Munchkin's
there's no
already
like
looking
strong
back.
personality.
he's just gonna get
There's no
clotheslined,
like
man. That
famous
bullet's going
person.
right
There's
into
no
his hair.
tens.
This has to be a save.
Like yeah, sure they're very good, but they don't have that like they don't have the clout. You know what I mean? They don't got the clout.
Gen.G gets a series point.
So they do win this round.
Match
What a
point.
map, what an entry for texture yet again.
One round away.
21 and
Let's look at
14
ults real quick.
with no signs
No
of slowing
ults.
down.
No ults on Fnatic.
He had a rough first map, but he always brings it back. He's always here. He always turns up for his team.
30초 남았습니다.
The IGLing from Munchkin.
It's been ridiculous.
Hunter's Fury available for
Two
Lockyer.
away
No
from
ults online
KOs.
for Fnatic.
But yeah.
And a Spectre on both.
See what happens.
And it's gonna be a B hit off the first 20 seconds of the round. We
One
haven't
way.
seen this at all.
Oh, fake one away.
and Alfier didn't
Off
see it
flash.
either. Never had a shot.
1 for 1.
And Jerka steady the waters. No, he
Oh,
falls.
he gets caught.
Gen.G's attack half has been beautiful.
3v4
In
retake.
what looks like the last round,
You want to fight?
that might have been their best
Yeah.
call of them all. The Cosmic Divide goes up.
Chronicle gets
goes
caught.
down. Leo and Boast are forced
Seems a
to go
little
in
uncoordinated
aggressively.
here
No
by
order on that.
Fnatic. Also very good.
Gen
Bye.
G finishing touches on
Bye,
this,
Genji.
barring a miracle. Can Boaster and Leo extend? No, no, they cannot. Boaster's
Wow.
put in a corner.
There it is.
He will
There you have it.
Gen G pick up right where they left off. Group stages, playoffs, it doesn't matter. They're here to play.
Dude.
What an exclamation point on an incredible match. They've won
Okay, chat. Here are my post-game thoughts.
a hard-fought battle for
I
Fnatic,
feel like
but it's back to the
two
drawing
issues
board for them.
for Fnatic. One, Genji, very well played by them. I think Genji
He was unbelievable.
individually look mechanically better. Their aim looks better, their execution looks better. And the other thing is, I believe that they were better at not getting caught out as well. And also Meteor, I think, single-handedly won them the attacking half. I think he's the reason why they came back. I think Meteor was very good at executing, specifically on, is it B site? I always mix up the sites, yeah, on B. He was always, even the very last round at the end there, like, we can take a quick look, but he always finds a way to exec. Like, look at this. He's always the first one in, and he always... Oh no, Texture gone as well. Okay, I should credit Texture. Well played to Texture. But even though he dies... Look, Meteor, he clears the mid-tunnel, and then he also takes space all the way up until CT. He does end up dying, but he gets his team onto site even on the very last round, so... Well played by Genji, they're looking good. There you have it, chat.
Even as early as back in Madrid, when Fnatic didn't make it to the stage, you still wanted to face them, and now you've played against them and
There you have it, chat.
as well. What are your thoughts on Fnatic as a team?
푸나틱이 마드리드에 못 왔을
Actually want to hear
때도
this.
겐지가 푸나틱을
His
만나보고
thoughts on
싶다라고 얘기를 했었는데 오늘 드디어 만나서 심지어 푸나틱을 꺾었잖아요. 만나보니까 어땠나요?
솔직히 마드리드 때 스크림은 좀 해본 적이 있어서 근데 결과가 조금 좋았었거든요. 근데 그래서 좀 자신감이 있었는데 근데 그래도
Fnatic a little bit when we were
틱이다라는 걸 많이 느꼈습니다.
well, we screamed to Fnatic a little bit when we were in Madrid, and the results were pretty good from our side. So we were confident going into
really?
today's match. But you know, having
Interesting.
played them, I
Didn't
got
know
to
they
see
played against
why
them at
Fnatic are
Madrid.
Fnatic.
哦哇，他说他们在马德里的时候，Fnatic 没有在那儿，但是他们在比
Wow.
练习赛的时候跟他
She
们
knows
打
all
过
these
一两
languages.
次。那个时候他们的
Anyways, chat, there you have it. There you have it, there you have it. Fnatic going home. Sorry to EU fans. Actually, we can take a look at the bracket, because I have it here. But you do still have Team Heretics, so if you're a Fnatic fan, it's not over yet, you know? You also have Foots. So wait, every region still has 2 teams. No. Wait, China's out. Wait, China's just out. Wait, guys, what happened to China? Wait. What happened during the Swiss stage? Oh, both T1. Wait, 3 Chinese teams got kicked during Swiss. So EDG were the only team that made it out. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wish I watched a little bit of EDG because I do really enjoy watching them. But spoiler alerts, they lose to Team Heretics 0-2. And I guess these are our final 6 teams, 2 from every region that isn't China. So we got 100 Thieves and G2. We got Team Heretics and Foot. And we got PaperX and Genji. I think this is kind of expected, to be honest. We'll see what happens. G2 versus Team Heretics, this could go either way. And I think Genji are kind of expected to win this, but 100 Thieves have a lot of momentum right now, so I think 100 Thieves can win. And that's only the upper, right? So if any of these teams lose, they're not out either, I think. Because they get sent to losers, right? Also interesting that Fnatic lost to Genji, but they ended up... So this wasn't a losers bracket, this was upper bracket. They had a chance to still be in the game, but they lost to Foot. I feel like that's a bit of an upset. I don't know, I didn't watch, but interesting to see. PaperX beat EDG in losers, G2. That was the other match I made a video on, G2 versus PaperX. Percent to losers, they beat EDG. And Wow. I'm just looking at these teams, and this is so competitive. Like, seeing EDG lose twice is, like, really rough, but at the same time, like, Team Heretics is insane. PaperX is insane. Can you really blame them? It is what it is. Anyways, chat, that's going to be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. See you guys in the next one. Much love. Adios.